alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Honorable viewers, I'd like you to begin by watching this video from Assim Al-Hakeem.
Unfortunately, the vast majority of Muslims after Salam, they raise their hands, dua, then they wipe themselves and shower themselves and do the whole 9 yards. What are you guys doing? Said, oh, barakah, blessing. Oh, okay, again, let's go back 5 minutes. Do you have evidence from the Prophet ﷺ he used to do this? If yes, I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to do it from today. If not, you're innovating. So they come to you and say, yes, we have evidence. Okay, Allah yajzik al-khair. Maulana, come please, share it with me. He said, the Prophet ﷺ, before going to bed, he used to cup his hands and recite the last 3 quls and wipe over his body. Okay, so this is your evidence. This is before going to bed. You're in Fajr, you're in Dhuhr, you're in Isha. Where is this? He said, yeah, but he used to wipe himself before going to bed. Yeah, before going to bed. He didn't do this during the 5 daily prayers. Never ever once it was reported.
Right, viewers, you've just watched this video in which he mocks those people who make dua after salah by raising their hands and then wiping it over the face. He says you may as well just, have a shower, and he's mocking them. Now, the issue is not differing, right? A person can differ with respect, but mocking something which senior scholars of this ummah have held the opinion based on narrations from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the narrations in their opinion having some reliability in them, this is something which is very grave. So Assim Al-Hakeem is mocking wiping the hands after salah. Now, I'm not here to say that the hadiths that talk about wiping the hands on the face after salah are all authentic. They've got no issues with the chains, etc. What I am here to say is, firstly, look on the screen, you can see Sheikh bin Baz. Sheikh bin Baz was also asked regarding wiping the hands over the face. He dealt with it in an academic manner. He said that there's both opinions, but tark, meaning not wiping, is better in his opinion. That's fine. And then he's quoted Hafiz ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, which I'll go on to in a few minutes.
يقول سمعت أن المسح على الوجه بعد الدعاء بدعة وأن تقبيل القرآن الكريم بدعة أفيدونا عن ذلك جزاكم الله خيرا.
مسح الوجه بعد الدعاء ليس بدعة، لكن تركه أفضل لأن الأحاديث ضعيفة، وقد ذهب جماعة إلى تحسينها لأنها من باب الحسن لغيره، كما ذكر الحافظ بن حجر رحمه الله في آخر بلوغ المرام، وذكر ذلك آخرون. فمن رآها من باب الحسن استحب المسح، ومن رآها من قبيل الضعيف لم يستحب المسح. والأحاديث الصحيحة ليس فيها مسح الوجه بعد الدعاء. الحديث معروف في الصحيحين، وفي أحدهما في الأحاديث الصحيحة ليس فيها مسح، إنما فيها الدعاء. فمن مسح فلا حرج، ومن ترك فهو أفضل، لأن الأحاديث التي في المسح بعد الدعاء مثل ما تقدم ضعيفة. ولكن من مسح فلا حرج، ولا ينكر عليه، ولا يقال بدعة. وش اللي في السؤال الثاني؟
يقول تقبيل المصحف.
كذلك تقبيل المصحف لا حرج فيه،
الحمد لله،
ولا يسمى بدعة.
ما شاء الله.
يعني من باب تعظيم القرآن ومن باب محبته.
نعم.
قد روي عن عكرمة بن أبي جهل رضي الله عنه كان يقبله ويقول هذا كلام ربي.
الله أكبر.
لكن ما هو مشروع، تركه أفضل.
تركه أفضل.
نعم.
إنما لو قبل
لا حرج.
الحمد لله. جزاكم الله خيرا.
So this is the way that a person should discuss issues related to ilm, not mock people, because on the day of judgment, if it is determined that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam actually did this, as a few narrations state, although there is some weakness in their chains, then my brother Assim Hakeem, you have mocked an action of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Just remember, when blowing on the hands and wiping the hands over the body at night time is proven from authentic narrations, then it's not far-fetched that there is basis for wiping the hands over the face after dua. I am saying all this without even going into books yet. Firstly. So I've shown you from Sheikh bin Baz how he handled it, although he held the other opinion, but this is how he's held it. Secondly, I'd like you to look, my brothers and sisters, in the description. I have made 2 videos previously against the Ahlul Hadith, the Indo-Pak Ghair Muqallideen, right? The people who claim to be driven by Hadith and from their elders. I've not even given 30% of what I have yet. But their elders who claim that they do not follow any of the 4 madhabs and they are driven by Hadith authentication and the principles of Hadith, they have made clear that from the adab and the etiquettes of dua is the permissibility of wiping the hands over the face, and they've referred to the general hadiths that are narrated on this topic from Imam Tirmidhi, from Abu Dawood, and from other books as well. Now, so these are 3 things. Sheikh bin Baz, how he's handled it, the Ghair Muqallid Ahlul Hadith scholars of Indo-Pak, how they've held the opinion that it is mustahab and permissible, preferable to wipe the hands over the face. If someone does not do so, it's not a problem. Just like in our masajid, if someone makes a dua verbally without raising his hands, but dua is emphasized after salah. What we don't do is mock those who are making dua or the way in which they are making dua, if they are making dua in a way that has a basis in classical texts. Now my brothers, so I would like you to definitely watch the 2 video links that I've made previously on this topic inside the description and the comments. Next, I want to show you from Maulana Abdul Rahman Mubarak Puri, one of the very famous Ahlul Hadith scholars of Indo-Pak. He has a commentary of Tirmidhi, although a lot of his commentary is taken from Hafiz ibn Hajar al-Asqalani. Nevertheless, I have here volume 9. I have Kitab al-Da'awat, Babun Ma Ja'a fi Raf'i al-Aydi Inda al-Du'a. Now he says that وَقَدْ وَرَدَ في رفع الأيدي عند الدعاء أحاديث كثيرة صحيحة صريحة. Right, he says that there are many hadiths, authentic hadiths and clear hadiths narrated on the topic of raising the hands at the time of dua. And then he says كما عرفت في باب ما يقول إذا سلم. Just like you have come to know from this bab of Imam Tirmidhi rahimahullah, what should you say after salam? Allahumma antas salam wa minkas salam tabarakta ya dhal jalali wal ikram. Now, so he says وَالْجَمْعُ بَيْنَ هَذِهِ الْأَحَادِيثِ, and reconciling and harmonizing between all these hadiths. وَبَيْنَ حَدِيثِ أَنَسْ لَمْ يَكُنْ النَّبِيُّ صلى الله عليه وسلم يرفع يديه في شيء من دعائه إلا في الاستسقاء, and the hadith of Anas, which negates the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam raising his hands ever in dua except at the time of asking for rain, at the time of istisqa, which is in Bukhari and Muslim. بأن المنفية صفة خاصة, that the thing being negated in the hadith of Anas radiyallahu anh is a specific sifa, a specific attribute. La aslu rafa, not the actual raising of the hands. Right? So the specific method of raising the hands, the specific method of dua at the time of istisqa has been negated elsewhere, but the actual raising of the hands has not been negated in the hadith of Bukhari and Muslim. So then he goes on and he says, with regards to the words of this hadith, which is on the authority of Sayyiduna Umar radiyallahu ta'ala an, Imam Tirmidhi narrates, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would raise his hands in dua. When the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam would raise his hands in dua, he would not put them down hatta yamsaha bihima wajhahu, until he wipes them over his face. Right. Now, Imam Tirmidhi rahmatullah alayhi himself has graded this hadith, هذا حديث صحيح غريب لا نعرفه إلا من حديث حماد بن عيسى. Now, we do understand that there is an issue with a narrator or two in this hadith. Fine. Imam Tirmidhi rahmatullah alayhi's own grading is hadithun sahihun gharibun. Right. Firstly, so this is Abdul Rahman Mubarak Puri. What does he say regarding this? Does he mock it? Does he call it bid'ah? Even though he's ghair muqallid, he does not follow any fiqh. He claims to be a man of hadith. What does he say? He says, قال ابن الملك. Ibn al-Malik says, وَذَلِكَ عَلَى سَبِيلِ التَّفَاؤُلِ. That is for blessings. Wiping the hands over the face after dua is for blessings. فَكَأَنَّ كَفَّيْهِ قَدْ مُلِئَتَا مِنَ الْبَرَكَاتِ السَّمَاوِيَّةِ وَالْأَنْوَارِ الْإِلَهِيَّةِ. It is as if the hands were filled with barakat samawiyya, heavenly blessings. So a person is doing this ala sabil tafa'ul, for blessings. وقال في السبل, in other words, سبل السلام. سبل السلام, Amir San'ani, the sharh on Bulugh al-Maram of Hafiz ibn Hajar, he also makes very clear, وفي الحديث دليل على مشروعية مسح الوجه باليدين بعد الفراغ من الدعاء. Amir San'ani says that in this hadith there is evidence of the permissibility of wiping the hands over the face after a person finishes dua. Now, firstly. Secondly, my brothers, you can see on the screen, Hafiz ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, rahmatullah alayhi, towards the end of Bulugh al-Maram, in the Kitab Jami', right at the end, so he brings various topics there. One of them is raising of the hands in dua. And here, under this specific topic, hadith of wiping of the hand after dua, he says that the muqtada and the requirement, right, the demand of the various hadiths, although individually there is weakness in the hadiths on this topic of wiping the hands over the face, but because there's quite a few, they strengthen one another, and the level of this theme of hadith now, right, comes up. No longer is it da'if according to Hafiz ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, it comes up to the level of Hasan. Right. So now, something which is on the level of Hasan, it is permissible to act upon, even according to many scholars, because this is not from the halal and haram. If it's even on the level of da'if, da'if does not mean mawdu'. And according to hadith principles, my brothers, in fada'il and in virtues, something that is not related to permissible, impermissible, halal and haram, a person can take despite weakness in the chain. So these are just a few things. Then I would like to bring in front of you, especially the people and the students of knowledge. Here I have, my brothers, Ma'arif al-Sunan. Ma'arif al-Sunan, volume 3, page 121. Right, and here he brings Tanbihun wa Iqadhun. Right, so he brings some valuable points. He says, Waradat ahadith qawliya wa fi'liya fi du'ai dubur as-salawati mutlaqan. That hadiths, qawli hadiths that have come to us through that have qawli hadith, meaning the verbal hadiths of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the hadiths of action of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam have come to us regarding dua after salah mutlaqan, right? أي قبل الفراغ عنها وكذا بعد الفراغ عنها. Now, before finishing salah and after salah. So just like before finishing salah, we read Allahumma inni zalamtu nafsi zulman kathira, that dua. And after salah as well, وصحت أحاديث عامة في أدب الدعاء من رفع اليدين ومسح الوجه بهما بعد الدعاء. And he says that the hadiths generally are also reliable with regards to the etiquettes of dua. Amongst them is raising the hands for the dua and also wiping them over the face. وصح حديث في تكرير الدعاء ثلاثا كل مرة برفع اليدين من حديث عائشة عند مسلم. And then he says that repeating a dua thrice has also been narrated to us from Aisha radiallahu anha in Sahih Muslim, authentic hadith, etc. So he goes on, and then he speaks about the hadith, the issue of congregational dua and the permissibility. And similarly, even the author, the Ghair Muqallid Salafi author of Tuhfatul Ahwazi, Abdul Rahman Mubarak Puri, has also mentioned regarding the Ahlul Hadith scholars having two opinions, and one of them is permissibility of even congregational dua, as long as a person does not consider it wajib and necessary. So this is something we need to approach in a mature manner and not mock because there is basis. Just like I've just quoted to you the hadith in Jami' Tirmidhi. Let's look into it. Here I have the tahqiq of Sheikh Shu'aib Al-Arnaout, volume 6, page 17, well, page 15. Now, the hadith is from Sayyidina Umar radiyallahu ta'ala. I've mentioned it previously. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, when he would raise his hands for dua, he would not put them down until he's wiped his blessed face with his hands. Now, although this hadith has been declared by many researchers of hadith as weak individually, Imam Tirmidhi rahmatullah alayhi has graded it Sahihun Gharibun, which I'm not saying that is undisputed. However, Hafiz ibn Hajar al-Asqalani rahmatullah alayhi has said, because this is not the only hadith, there's hadith in Abu Dawood as well, and there's other books. So the ulama have said that this lifts the theme of wiping the hands over the face to the level of, from da'if individually, when you combine them all, it comes up to the level of Hasan. So this is permissible to act upon, and according to many, this is mustahab and preferred to act upon, even according to many ghair muqallid Indo-Pak Ahlul Hadith scholars. And I've said, from the four madhabs, we will find in fiqh books as well, just like you'll find from Ibn Qudama al-Maqdisi in Al-Mughni regarding Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal rahmatullah alayhi and the Hanbali madhab, both opinions of, is this proven, is it established? And then his final one that he mentions that the Hanbalites have also taken, some of them, with regards to this, is the permissibility, because they feel that there is some hadiths on this topic. So it's an issue of ijtihad, that those experts of hadith who feel that the hadith is not so weak, and when we combine all the different chains and the narrations, it comes up to a level of Hasan. They make tahseen of these hadiths. They say it's permissible and mustahab. And those who say, and who are very strict in their gradings, then they may make tad'if of it, and very strong tad'if, and they say this has no basis in Shariat, like Sheikh Albani, etc. That's up to them. But to mock this is not the way of the people of knowledge. This is all I want to say. Assim Al-Hakeem, the one who has said it's permissible to have the burgers in America from McDonald's, this person does not speak like a person of knowledge. We must be aware of such people. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us and the entire ummah from the fitna of Assim Al-Hakeem and his likes. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.